everyone, it's Keira and welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video, which is my 2021 FIA F2 predictions. Now, Formula 2 kicks off the same time as Formula 1 does this year at the Bahrain Grand Prix, which is the 26th to the 28th of March. So we haven't got long. So yeah, I'm going to be predicting the FIA F2 Championship this year, all from Rookie of the Year to the worst teammates to who I think is going to win the championship, who I think is going to go up to F1 and stuff like that. So before I get to the video, if you do enjoy it, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below. But let's just get started. Okay, so who do I think is going to get the Antoine Hubert Rookie of the Year award? Now this award is really prestigious and some great drivers have had this, and it's really difficult because I could easily sit here and say Oscar Piastri, but I'm going to go a little bit different and I'm going to go with one of the high-tech boys. Now, I can't actually say Yuri Vips because he did do FIA F2 last year when he stepped in for Jean Galeo at Dams. So I'm going to go with Liam Lawson. Now, I know he's not the obvious pick because Liam is kind of quite an underdog in the scene, as well as in the Red Bull Junior program. He's kind of the one that's there, but he's not always spoke about. He had 2 great years in FIA F3, and I feel like he is going to step up and do well. We know that the high tech is very good. They won last year with both Luca Giotto and Nikita Mazepin, so I really feel like it's going to still be just as good this year, and I feel like the car is still going to perform, and I do feel like both high techs are going to be up there. But if I'm looking at Rookie of the Year, I know I could say Oscar, but I'm going to say Liam Lawson. Okay, so next is who I think is going to be the worst teammate. Now, we know we get some funny teammates in Formula 2. They just tend to go wherever they feel like it. But I feel like the worst people who are going to be teammates this year are probably Marcus Armstrong and Roy Nissany. And I don't know what it is about it. I think it's because in my head I've got the Williams pair of Dan Ticktum and Roy Nissany from last year. And that just, as much as they weren't teammates, it just didn't work. Like, it just didn't work. And I just get a feeling that these two are going to have issues, and not from Marcus, but probably from Roy. I feel like we all know Roy, likes to make a couple of mistakes. He's not the best driver, but I just have a feeling it's going to end very sour by December. I feel like they're going to have a lot of instances, and I hope it doesn't impact Marcus on his whole year, because we can't have another year which is underperforming from Marcus. So I'm really hoping that I get proved wrong in this one, but I just have a feeling there's going to be some sort of tension and some like a weird dynamic there at Dams. Now next is who I think is going to be the best teammates. Now honestly, I have said the Campos pair of Ralph Boschung and Jean-Luc Petikov. Now this is just, I don't know, I was kind of and ahhing with this one because we know that in the past Ralph has kind of been a little bit touch and go. He's been a little bit immature, but actually no, I think he is quite mature, and I feel like with Jean-Luc this year, I think he's gonna be a lot better. I think Ralph has matured a lot. He's been in and out of Formula 2 enough to know how to work with a teammate now, and obviously Jean-Luc is a rookie coming in. He came straight from Freca, so he is gonna really be a rookie. Like, he has not had any experience in FIA F3, so it's gonna be a new experience for him, but I actually do feel like they're gonna work very well at Campos together. I could be proved wrong. It's gonna be one of those ones that either goes really well or goes really, really bad, but I just have a feeling it's going to be good. Now next is who I think is going to get the most pole positions. Now I think it's going to be Felipe Drugovich, and this is just because I just think that UNI is going to be very strong, and Felipe is a good qualifier anyway, and I feel like he's just going to put it out the bag. He's going to do like a Callum Ilott from last year and just get all these pole positions, and he's definitely probably going to get more pole positions than his teammate Guan Yu Zhou, just because Zhou just has never been that person to get the poles and get the wins. So I feel like it's going to be Felipe. I don't know, I do exactly feel like, as I've just said, he's going to do a Callum Ilott and kind of do exactly what Callum did and just get all these poles out of nowhere. It's just going to keep coming and coming and coming. So I'm going to say Felipe Drugovich for that one. Next is who do I think is going to get the most podiums without a win. Now, I think this guy's going to get a win eventually this year, but I feel like he's going to have a long string of like seconds and thirds before he gets that win. And this is, very repetitive of his career. And it is Guan Yu Zhou. I feel like he will have a better year than last year, but as we know, he had been in Formula 2 for like a year and a half and hadn't got that win. And then he finally got that very odd win that the race actually got stopped on. I would like to see that Zhou actually gets like a proper win, and that it's not kind of like not half-hearted because he put his all into it, but it's not that the race got stopped. But I just feel like he's gonna have another year of loads of podiums, and he's gonna have a year of loads of seconds and thirds before he gets the win. But I definitely feel like by the end of the season he will have at least one win. I don't know, I just get that feeling with Zhou. He's always that one that's always there but not quite there. Now next is who will create the most crashes. Now I don't think this one is that difficult actually. It is Alessio Di Leda. Well, we know why he's got up into Formula 2, because he's got the money, and it's a shame because there's so many other drivers that I would have loved to have seen come up in the HWA, but it's happened. He is up there with Matteo Nannini, who also has a lot of money, so it's just a bit of a money team, to be honest, this year. But yeah, Deleda, we know Deleda can crash with anyone and anything. He can literally crash by himself. Like, he can just spin, and you look and you watch the replay and you think, but how have you done that? Like, how have you actually done that? He's one of those drivers. How have you done that? And I feel like it's going to be no different in F2. I think it's probably going to be worse in F2. I can just imagine him creating a lot of carnage, and we do like a little bit of carnage in F2. I think that's what makes it. We know we like having these drivers that are a little bit crap. Because it makes it, but at the same time it's like, oh, I hope you don't negatively impact somebody's season like a lot. Like, imagine if he keeps crashing with the same person, it would just be awful. But yeah, I think it's definitely going to be Alessio Deleda who creates the most crashes, because we've seen how he drives in the most way. So if he drives like that on the track, which he kind of does, we're in for a ride. Now, this is the bit we have all been waiting for. I'm going to be predicting the Constructors' Championship and also the Drivers' Championship. Now, last year I didn't do too bad. If you want to see that video, I also done that video, and then I also reacted to that video, so I will leave it down below. But this year, I'm going to really try. I'm going to really try to do this. So, for my Constructors' top 3, I have said, in third place, I have said High Tech GP. I just feel like High Tech is still going to be on the up from last year, and they have got 2 really good drivers in Yuri Vips and also Liam Lawson. And I just feel like that is a really strong pairing. Like, I think that's one of the strongest pairings on the grid, along with like the Prema lineup. So I really feel like it's very strong, and I feel like it's gonna, they're gonna have a lot of momentum going into them, and I feel like they could easily bag third place. I might be wrong, but I feel like they could. For second, I have said UNI Virtuosi. As much as I said Guan Yu Zhou isn't going to be getting loads of wins, I definitely feel like he's going to be getting loads of points, because he's a very good driver. And Felipe Drugovich, I've said he's going to get loads of poles, and I feel like he's going to get a lot of wins. So that's kind of how I came to this. I do feel like UNI are very strong, and I'm not just saying that because they're from Norfolk and they are from where I'm from, but I genuinely do feel like that they are going to be very competitive this year, as they were last year, and they're just going to bring that momentum, and the lineup that they've got is very good. And to win the Constructors, I have said none other than Prema Racing. I honestly don't think I could say anybody else. Last year, Prema literally wiped the floor with everybody in every single category that they competed in. They won. Like, they won. Like, it's just ridiculous. It's really good. Like, I am absolutely props to them. You could look at the Prema from a couple of years ago when it was Mick Schumacher in his first year and Sean Gelael, and we know that was awful. But I definitely don't think that's going to happen again this year, because the lineup of Oscar Piastri and Robert Schwartzman is incredible. Like, that is my favourite lineup. I think Prema are probably going to walk away with it even more than they did last year, which isn't what everybody wants to hear, because we would like to see a title battle. But honestly, Prema for me all day, every day, are going to get this Constructors. Now, the Drivers' Championship. I'm really scared to do this one. So for third in the drivers, I have said Felipe Drugovich. Now, I know I'm putting a lot of faith in Felipe this year, but I really do feel like he is going to shine, and I feel like he's really going to have that in him. I feel like last year he had it in him, but like he wasn't quite in the right place to be able to really utilise that, whereas now he's at UNI and they are a top team in Formula 2, unless things change. I mean, we never know in Formula 2. It could just roll reverse again, but I do feel like he's going to be at the top for a lot of it, and he's such a strong driver, and he is someone that has been a dark horse coming up the feeder series. I feel like he's going to bag that third place, and technically classed as best of the rest, because in second place I have got Robert Schwartzman. Now, Robert Schwartzman, we know, is just a really good driver, an amazing driver. He's in the FDA, and he is tipped to kind of have an alpha seat in the next couple of years. So it's kind of bold of me to say that he's not going to win the championship. And I kind of, going into 2020, I was like, yeah, Robert Schwartzman's definitely going to win the championship. But obviously he had a bit of a bad, end of the year last year. So I haven't tipped him for the win this year, and I feel really bad, but I haven't tipped him for the win this year. But I definitely feel like he's gonna bring the momentum, bring the fight, but I do think he's gonna get tipped by Oscar Piastri, who is the reigning FIA F3 champion. I don't know what it is about Oscar. I just have so much faith in that guy that I would tip him over Robert Schwartzman, and quite comfortably actually, which I could be wrong, but I just have a feeling Oscar is going to bring it more than Rob. And the mistakes that Rob made last year, Oscar hadn't made those mistakes ever from what I've watched from him. So that's where I'm kind of looking at this thinking, I feel like it's going to be Oscar over Rob, but I could be wrong. But I definitely think it's going to be one of the Premas. I think they're going to be close. I think the Premas are going to have their own battle up in the lead. And I'm just so excited to see how this is going to play out. So there we have it. That is it for today's video. And those are my FIA F2 predictions for the 2021 season. When the season ends, I will do a review video on this like I did with my 2020 predictions. As I said, they will be in the link in the description if you want to go watch those videos. I'm really excited to do this. I'm really excited to watch this video back and see how I done, see how many things I got right, how many things I didn't, because it's so difficult to predict F2, but I've done it and I'm going to keep doing it because I am bold enough to do it. So thanks again for watching the video. Please give it a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you again soon. Bye!